This is an interesting parallel to Gon, as the fourth prince teaches himself Hatsu with zero instruction, and Gon teaches himself Zetsu with zero instruction. Hey, what's up everybody? It's LeeLos, and today we're talking about why Kurapika versus the fourth prince is obvious. Stay steady in pursuit of your dreams and goals. You're born to win, you're made for greatness, and I definitely believe in you guys. Keep up the great work each and every day. So Kurapika versus the fourth prince is a battle between two super geniuses that have both gained an unnatural amount of power at an alarming rate. Today we're going to analyze every single power-up and ability these two monsters have displayed to find out overall who's more powerful than who between these two characters. And I might be mispronouncing the fourth prince's name, to be completely honest. Kurapika agrees to join the Zodiac and enter the Dark Continent purely for the chance at being able to hunt down and take back his family's Scarlet Eyes from the fourth prince. Serednich is an evil and sadistic monster with potential that is genuinely off the charts, and with each passing day, Serednich is becoming frighteningly more powerful. A great way to put his talent into perspective is to compare it to the talent and learning speed of the geniuses Gon and Killua. There's a fast and a slow method for beginning to learn the basics of Nen. Gon and Killua chose the fast method, in which they had their aura nodes opened by a blast of aura. The slow method is so challenging that it took the genius Zushi 6 months of meditation to awaken his aura nodes naturally. Wing, when he first met Gon and Killua, was heavily underestimating them. This is blatantly proven throughout the arc, as Wing himself admits that Gon and Killua surpassed his expectations numerous times over. Despite underestimating their talent, when he first meets them, Wing states, using the slow method, Gon and Killua would likely awaken their aura nodes within mere days to at most a week of meditation training. Immediately after this, they instantly master the basics of 10 with almost zero instruction, becoming the first of several occasions where they learn faster than Wing thought they would and genuinely scare him. This heavily implies Wing's first estimate that Gon and Killua needed mere days to awaken Nen was not accurate, and that they actually would have awoken to Nen much faster. A highball interpretation is that they would have awoken to Nen within 1 day, and a middle ball interpretation is that they would have awoken to Nen within about 2 or 3 days using the slow method. In complete honesty, many would consider this a massive lowball, because even after this scene, Wing still continues to massively underestimate Gon and Killua. After teaching them 10, Wing states it will take Gon about 5 years of training to be able to defeat Guido. Despite this, Gon defeats Guido 2 months later with zero difficulty, and the only reason it took Gon that long was because Wing was punishing Gon and refused to teach him anything new about Nen for 2 months straight. Then they proceed to learn Ren instantly, and they perform the basics of Gyo even better than Zushi can within 1 day of hearing about it. According to Wing, they literally learned Gyo overnight, both Ren and Gyo being techniques that took Zushi months to accomplish. Essentially, Gon and Killua were such geniuses that they learned every basic technique either instantly or within a day of hearing about it. Now, how does Serednich's talent compare to these two monsters? Unlike Gon and Killua, the fourth prince is taught Nen using the slow method. Despite this, the fourth prince awakens his aura nodes within seconds of starting his training. This same task that, based on Wing's estimate, would have taken Gon and Killua within 1 to 3 days to achieve. However, considering that Gon and Killua learned 10 and Ren instantly, and Wing massively underestimated them nearly the entire time he trained them, this is up for debate. You could make an argument that they would have learned it faster than 1 day, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Then, within 1 week, the fourth prince had already developed 10, Ren, Gyo, Zetsu, became the only prince to awaken a second Nen beast, and learned Hatsu entirely on his own. This is an interesting parallel to Gon, as the fourth prince teaches himself Hatsu with zero instruction, and Gon teaches himself Zetsu with zero instruction. Furthermore, Gon and Killua learned 10, Ren, and Gyo all within 2 2 to 3 days of instruction, Wing never taught them Hatsu and had them practice the basics for months while focusing on gaining battle experience instead. Then, when they decided to learn Hatsu, they developed Hatsu within 4 days. Killua performed a weak version of his Hatsu instantly, and Gon, the moment he developed an idea, performed a weak version of his Hatsu instantly as well. After closer analysis, their learning speed was much more comparable than I had initially thought. The fourth prince learned the 4 basics within a week of instruction, and Gon and Killua learned the 4 basics within a week to a week and a half of instruction, depending on how long you think it would have taken them to awaken aura using the slow method. The biggest differences, other than Hatsu, is that it took Gon and Killua 1 day to learn Gyo, or overnight according to Wing, and it took the fourth prince half a day to learn Gyo. Gon and Killua are not princes, so they don't have Nen beasts, and we never got to actually see them attempt the slow method of awakening aura. All that being said, based on their Gyo and Hatsu metrics, a lowball estimate is that the fourth prince's Nen learning speed would be around 2 to 4 times faster than Gon and Killua's, and a highball estimate is that he's around 10 times faster. To be fair, it's hard to say that when they all learn the 4 basics within at most just a 3 to 4 day difference of one another. Furthermore, since the fourth prince is a specialist, he borders on breaking the rules of Nen, but if you consider his second Nen beast as the fourth prince literally just spawning a second Hatsu ability on accident, then the argument for him being 10 times as talented as Gon and Killua becomes a lot stronger. Essentially, the fourth prince has more talent in Nen than even Gon or Killua, but he still has considerably less talent than the Royal Guard or Meruem. The Royal Guard and Meruem were literally born significantly more powerful than full-fledged Nen masters and automatically had even more aura than Netero, and were performing Nen feats that even some of the strongest characters in Hunter x Hunter who dedicated decades to developing Nen couldn't even dream of, and they performed these feats as literal babies without even getting tired. The fourth prince's Nen beasts are fueled by his aura, which implies that as he grows stronger, the Nen beasts will grow stronger as well. One beast turns anyone who lies to the prince into a monster slave, and the other has abilities that are still completely unknown. Finally, the fourth prince has one of the most broken time manipulation abilities in the entire series. His Hatsu is activated when he closes his eyes and enters Zetsu. This ability then allows the prince to see 10 seconds into the future. The prince can then change his actions during those 10 seconds if he doesn't like what happens to him. We don't know if he can damage other people during this 10-second time frame where he's looking into the future though. Other people don't respond to him during that 10-second time period. According to the fourth prince, it's almost like he's in a parallel universe by himself, watching everything happen. He can use it to avoid fatal attacks, and with experience, he can probably use it to set up traps as well. All that being said, how would this monster do in battle against Kurapika? The reality is, Kurapika's abilities are basically perfectly designed to kill the prince. To be completely honest, I think Togashi wrote him that way on purpose because these two characters have numerous parallels with one another. The fourth prince's only weaknesses that he's displayed are his lack of battle experience and the fact that being put into Zetsu turns off his Nen beasts. With Kurapika having numerous abilities that force people into Zetsu, he can even force non-spiders into Zetsu using Dolphin Chain or Judgment Chain. He legitimately has multiple abilities he can choose from to just one-shot the fourth prince. Not only does Kurapika have superior intelligence and battle experience compared to the fourth prince, but with Dolphin Chain, he can steal the fourth prince's extremely broken Hatsu ability and use it for himself, while the fourth prince is forced into a Zetsu-like state with no Nen and no Nen beast to protect himself. And seeing how Kurapika has a far greater intellect than the fourth prince, he would likely use this absolutely broken Hatsu ability even better than the fourth prince would, and would completely humiliate him. Furthermore, Kurapika is on this mission entering the Dark Continent just so he can either capture or kill the fourth prince. Kurapika states to his hired bodyguards that if Kurapika gets close enough to shake the hand of the fourth prince, then they can consider that the mission is already complete. This implies that Kurapika, on top of all of his broken abilities, may have one more secret ability specifically for either capturing or killing the fourth prince. Not to mention that Emperor Tai time makes Kurapika so powerful that the fourth prince might not even be able to bypass Kurapika's Nen defense. Kurapika literally blocked a 100% Big Bang impact, regenerated from it instantly, speed blitzed, and slapped a 50% Uvogen around, then fought for 2 years straight, getting unquantifiably more powerful on top of that. This fight really is not even close. The fourth prince's only chance of victory is to kill Kurapika with the unknown power of his Nen beasts before Kurapika starts fighting at all, because the moment Kurapika starts fighting, he has a laundry list of abilities that would one-shot the prince. It should be noted that if Kurapika massively underestimates the prince, puts him into Zetsu, and just assume that he won the fight, this might trigger the prince's Hatsu ability and give him a second chance to kill Kurapika. That being said, Kurapika is such a genius that it's within his character for Kurapika to figure out how the prince's hacks-like abilities work within moments of fighting him. It would be in character for Kurapika to say something like, "I realized your ability allows you to save yourself from fatal blows for 10 seconds, so I set my judgment chain to kill you 11 seconds from now." The fourth prince's potential is insane, and if he's left alone for a few months, he would likely become strong enough to kill Kurapika, especially if he gains the ability to use his Hatsu without entering Zetsu, and if he learns how to use his Hatsu and Nen beasts at the same time. And if his Nen beasts are getting stronger as the prince himself gets stronger, then his potential is truly insane. Currently, if the two were to fight, it's almost guaranteed that Kurapika would be the winner. Not only would Kurapika defeat him, he would likely crush his ego as well. That's everything I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya on the next one.